In a small coastal village, nestled between rugged cliffs and endless waves, lived a young woman named Maya. Her life was simple, just her and her elderly mother, in a tiny cottage surrounded by a garden full of wildflowers. Among them, dandelions bloomed every spring, delicate and fleeting. Maya loved them for their fragility, their quiet promise that something beautiful could be born out of even the most humble beginnings. One summer afternoon, while the wind played with the sea, Maya met a man named Ethan. He had come to the village to study marine life, a researcher from the city with a sharp mind and an even sharper sense of responsibility. Ethan was captivated by Maya the moment he saw her standing in the garden, her hands gently releasing a handful of dandelion seeds into the breeze, eyes closed in a quiet wish. Their connection was instant, like two stars colliding in the vastness of the sky. They spent days walking along the shore, talking about their lives, their dreams, their uncertainties. Maya spoke of her childhood, of how her mother had taught her to find beauty in the simplest things, and of the dandelions she planted every year as a symbol of hope. Ethan, in turn, shared stories of his work, of the scientific world he inhabited, where everything had a name, a purpose, a reason. But life, as it often does, had its own plans. Ethan's research required him to return to the city, and he couldn't stay. The night before he left, they stood on the cliff's edge, watching the sunset paint the sky in fiery hues. Maya's heart ached, but she didn't cry. She simply handed him a dandelion, a token of everything they had shared. "Make a wish," she said, her voice soft yet steady. Ethan took the flower in his hand, and with a final look at Maya, he blew the seeds into the wind. "I wish for you to find happiness wherever the winds take you," he said quietly. Maya watched as he walked away, his figure swallowed by the evening mist. The wind carried his wish, but the dandelion seeds, now floating gently into the air, carried hers too. She didn't know if they would ever meet again, but somehow she knew that what they had shared would always live on in the spaces between the tides and the moments between breaths. Years passed, and Maya's life went on. She continued to care for her mother, tending to the garden, watching the dandelions bloom every spring. Every year, she let a few seeds float into the air, hoping they would land somewhere, hoping they would carry the essence of that summer, the fleeting connection, the brief but meaningful encounter with Ethan. She never saw him again, but sometimes, when the wind was just right, when the world seemed still, Maya could almost hear his voice, a whisper carried on the breeze, wishing her happiness. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough.